So it's been a minute since we've heard from Marvel TOKON, huh? Yeah, it's been almost 5 months since Marvel TOKON got revealed, and we still only have the 8 characters from the initial reveal. And since then, honestly, the tag fighting scene has gone so up. 2XKO has released and we're currently in the first Impact events, ending with Frosty Faustings next year. Dragon Ball FighterZ got revived from the dead again with Super Saiyan 4 Goku from Daima, and Invincible Vs. is starting to reveal more of their roster and prepping up for their closed alpha. Hell, we got more characters for Invincible Vs. than Marvel TOKON. Marvel, you were the king of tag fighters. You gotta get up. You're getting beat. And you know what? I'm gonna help you out. I'm gonna do you a solid, Marvel. I'm gonna do you a solid, Arxis. Because I'm going to start to do a consistent series where I go over a new Marvel character that we could potentially get seen into Marvel TOKON and make a moveset for them. It was inspired by the god himself, Marvello, asking for Daredevil to get put into Marvel TOKON. So you know what? That inspired me to take a trip into Hell's Kitchen and talk about the blind lawyer who is more aware than anyone with their radar sense, the man without fear, Daredevil. So if you're ready to go fight Bullseye or Kingpin, let's delve into the devil to see how he'd play in Marvel TOKON. At least, how I see him. Also, I know people need to like and subscribe and of course get that viewer retention up, just saying. I've been doing pretty well in the YouTube scene lately, especially, after being gone for a while, but of course, liking and subscribing always helps the channel grow. Plus, I want you guys to comment down below which Marvel character you'd like to see me cover a moveset for next, because this was honestly a really fun process that let me learn more about the character and also how they like to fight. So, to get more experience with other characters, I would love to do. But either way, sit back, relax, and let's dive in. So when making Daredevil's moveset, especially considering that Daredevil has never been in the MVC title, so it's really gonna be from scratch, I wanted to really address 2 things. Throughout Daredevil's lifespan, of course in the comics, he's always been depicted as an acrobatic martial artist that's very versatile at night as a street level vigilante, and I wanted to incorporate that mobility he has, especially when he fights. I did run into some problems trying not to make him too similar to Spider-Man, as some ideas I had clashed with him a lot and how Spider-Man likes to play, especially with that new Spider Sense counter, but I feel I was able to still make Daredevil a mobility-based rushdown fighter without making him too similar to the Webhead, especially with a lot of the counter mechanics he's got. More on that in a bit. The other thing is, well, I mean, he's blind. He's blind. How do I make a blind fighter? What am I? Is Arxis just gonna barge into your local or barge into your room when you're trying to load up a TOKON match with Daredevil and just say, "Yeah, give me the eyes, boy. Rip out the eyes. You're gonna play blind. You're playing blind." What? How? Jesus, that would be terrible. But even if he won't be truly blind in that sense, I still found a way to incorporate both that and his radar sense into his toolbox. So, okay, we're all good there. So, how does he play? Well, before we can get into the wacky-tacky stuff that is his specials, his ultimate, his supers, we gotta talk about some basic stuff, like his movement options. He's gonna have the same, movement run speed as Spider-Man. I also decided to give him a double jump since he's shown to be very acrobatic in fights, as I said before, and I feel like a double jump fits. Which also ties into his wall run. Yeah, I decided to have another character rip a few things from the ninja Chip Zaneth, but it's gonna be a little different. If you input down while running up the wall, he'll actually stop and perch on the wall to cling on it like Warwick. And just like him too, I decided to give him a dive kick he can do off the cling to try to neutral skip or mix up for easy OTG potential by pressing heavy while you're perched. I'll talk more on the dive kick itself in a bit because it is going to be its own command normal, but don't worry. You can also just fall off the wall by inputting down again or input away from the wall to jump off of it, though you gain less distance than the dive kick would. He's also got some pretty basic normals. Jabs and little kicks for lights, then we got some regular punches and kicks that are good pokes for medium, and we also got our first command normal here with 6M, being a forward swing from Daredevil's billy clubs that reach a bit farther than, say, Rashid's 5-out. And more importantly, is special cancelable, meaning it's good as a combo starter. And yes, these billy clubs are going to be coming up a lot, so get used to me saying that. Now with the heavy attacks, we get more into, of course, heavier attacks that utilize his billy clubs more. 5H, being able to slam them at your opponent, a 6H drop kick, and of course 2H will be our launcher, being an uppercut from the ground. In the air we have moves similar to what we had on the ground, save for the command normals, but in turn we get access to J2H, being that dive kick from before. You know what? I'm evil. Foot dive! Doom's foot dive! I'm doing foot dive! I mean, it's my video. Again, it's my moveset. I don't got Arxis in my room. I'm alone in my closet with a bunch of clothes. I'm gonna give him foot dive, because I want to. We will be removing the ability to air dash after a successful bounce or on block, because honestly that's a little too broken. But I'll still have good options from it. And of course he can still attack out of his successful hits, so we're good there. Now in Marvel TOKON, everyone has access to a unique move, giving them a unique ability that they can mess with, like Cap's shield going everywhere, or Star-Lord's elemental guns that I've covered in another video if you want to check that out. But for Daredevil, actually, how should I do it? Oh, hey, Goku. So, you know Secret Sensation? Let's just do that. Why not? Secret Sensation honestly feels like the perfect way to encapsulate something like an attack getting picked up by his radar sense, while also being able to counteract it with a dodge. So, let's tweak it. We're gonna put it on a meter. As you block more of your opponent's attacks and do successful defense, you'll gain more meter on your radar sensor. From there, you can press the unique button as you would on a counter move, and boom! The animation plays a long dodge as you sneak up behind the opponent, ready to beat them up. Just like Goku! Now, using a radar sensor move uses up 33% of the meter. So be careful not to waste, as if you whiff this move, yeah, it's literally gonna leave you very, very vulnerable. You are going to get shot, buddy. It's a simple, unique mechanic, but some of them so far in the game are really that simple. So yeah, just made bro Goku. So now that we got some unique movement, basics, and our unique ability out of the way, we need to get that main course of the special attacks. Thankfully, everybody so far in TOKON has had the same 4 inputs of quarter circle forward, backward, a DP input, and double down. So we're gonna do the same. Starting off with quarter circle forward. Yeah, I'm sorry, Spencer. We're gonna be robbing your whole bit. I'm gonna be honest. You know how crazy Spencer is with his wire grappler and the fact that he can restand you on assist with a slant shot or just travel around like crazy? Yeah, we're just gonna do that. Just with Daredevil's billy clubs. Before we get to how it interacts with other opponents, because it is going to be a little different, we're just going to say that the light version goes in front of you, 45 degrees for medium, and heavy directly above. And either the air or surface, you can grapple towards whatever you shoot, if it's, you know, on air, on ground, wall, stuff like that. And of course, in the air, it goes in front of you, 45 degrees down, and directly below you. You can do this as many times as you like, because I wanted this to be used with the wall options so you can have some crazy omni-dash type mobility. But how does it interact with your opponents? Well, you can tap the input to bring your opponent to you for a restand, or you can charge it to go towards them, which will leave them in a stun state for just enough time to start a combo. And it will leave you just like a little over where your opponent was, like a little in the air, so you can start like an air combo. Think Invincible versus how high up in the air you are with Monster Girl when she dashes. Basically that. You got some other options for Rekka though. If you input H after bringing them to you, you can actually chokehold them just like Chris Redfield, leaving them on knockdown for perfect OTG follow-up with an assist. If you input back after grabbing them towards you, you can actually get a back throw off of it for easy corner setup if you want to. By the way, you can use this in the air too with all the grapple moves. Just saying. All right, quarter circle back. All right, who do I want to steal from next? Deadpool. All right, we're gonna be taking bro's quick work. I'm sorry, it works so well for a good neutral skip, and I want to carry that same positioning too, the same stance he has after using the move where he's got like both of his swords on either side after using it, just with the billy clubs. It's perfect. It's basically going to be one-to-one with quick work down to how light, medium, and heavy work off of each other, and you can even just cross up with it too. I'll allow it to cross up, especially on the heavy one. That's how the heavy's going to stand apart. It can cross up. Now, DP input. Another counter to Daredevil. Let's give him another counter. But not just any other counter. This is gonna be a reflector. Yeah, you heard that right. Daredevil will swing his billy clubs in a fast motion that can deflect any projectile that is not a beam. So no saving him from a uni-beam there. That's actually what your unique ability is for. I should have mentioned that. You can use that against beams too to punish. It's going to be really good for that, just like Secret Sensation. Now, if it's a regular attack, he'll do a counter attack on his DP input, but for projectiles, he'll just reflect them. It does include supers too, by the way. Same thing for radar sensor. We're doing supers. So if somebody's got like Dormammu's slow fireball super, yeah, you're gonna have to eat that, buddy. Dormammu's gonna have to take that and have it doubled for the next person. I'm gonna be honest. All right, double down input. We should probably give him a projectile. You know, that'd be a pretty good idea. Yeah, let's give him a projectile. I want to point out that the startup animation for him throwing his belly clubs for the projectile will look the same as when he throws for the grappling hook move. So you got some axle load mix-ups there, as you have to see if there's a chain or not connecting his hand to the billy club when it's thrown. For how the projectile actually works, the billy club will be able to ricochet off walls and the floor, and the different strengths of how much they last and do damage will be from the button you press, and it will be aimable if you hold the button down. Light breaks on first impact, medium on second, and heavy on third. So use that to mix up your opponent. Plus, you can do it in the air. It's an air okay attack. Now, before we get into the main meal that is the supers, we're just going to quickly go over his assists, because they're not that complicated. The projectile assist is just going to be his billy club throw on medium. We got the quick work on medium for his assault assist, and for vertical, for some crazy support, we're giving him Spencer's slant shot assist. So he'll be really good using his vertical assist, going to be able to get nice restands for your combos. Okay, now to the big stuff. The supers. For his regular super, it's going to be really simple. Just a full screen quick work that comes fast like a truck, or say Vi's Relentless Force super, but there's a reason why I mentioned he's like a truck. Because this truck is full of toxic waste, and on a successful hit, it's going to make you blind. Well, not really. Again, there's really no good way to make you blind in this game. We're not going to be doing some arcs just ripping eyes out of your heads, but you'll get crumbled so hard. Can I truly be even more evil with this stuff for his ultimate? Yes, I can. Because how about we stop time itself? Zawardo! Well, okay, not exactly. We are going to be stealing an Arx's super with Axel Lowe's one vision, but there will still be homework copied from it. Just going to be a little tweak though. For starters, the way it starts up and that first initial time slow for 5 seconds from one vision is the exact same with this Radar Sense Ultimate. And from here, Daredevil has 2 options. He can either run up to you and start a combo, that being all he wants to use the combo for, or he can sacrifice 75% of his radar meter to get some buffs for a Radar Sense install, where he'll be 20% faster and take 20% less damage and do 20% more damage for 10 whole seconds. Yeah, I'm truly evil. This is Devil Trigger. So basically, on this time slow super, you can either basically put the radar sense out to your opponent and slow down time a little bit, showing how reflective and how versatile Daredevil truly is in the comics, or you can encapsulate that in yourself and just move around your opponent like crazy, making them wonder where Daredevil's going to be showing up next, the devil himself. And you can honestly be really evil with the time slow option. Imagine throwing a billy club and time slowly going into the install and then getting a combo for free with the speed. And imagine if they shot a beam beforehand and you spend the last 25%. Actually, no, you don't have enough bar for that to do the Secret Sensation after the fact. But you know what? We're going to be doing Yasuo stuff, like how he can chain from his regular super into his ultimate even if he only has 3 bars. So you can Secret Sensation for just like a little less for the rest of your radar sensor. And you're going to be able to follow up after getting the radar sense install if they threw out a beam beforehand and slow time. Good lord, it is so evil. I just came up with that off the fly. I'm the worst. And with that, we've got a pretty good moveset for Daredevil in Marvel TOKON. With the insane mobility he has in his other adaptations, especially grappling off the billy clubs, I really wanted to encapsulate that Spider-Man / Spencer basis on how they like to move around, but also make it a little bit more counter-based to truly set them apart and encapsulate those radar sensibilities. You got the DP2, you got that radar sense meter, you got the install with the ultimate, so I hope it played very well. Plus, again, we had to have some Arceus influence, and I had that with Ultra Instinct Goku, Chip Zaneth, and Axel Low. And I feel it all meshes together into a man who can truly play without fear by controlling the neutral through his potential counter options, or through him potentially neutral skipping you with that quick work, adding layers to his potential mix that his enemies will never see coming. With that, I hope you enjoyed this moveset hypothetical. And once again, if you want to see more Marvel TOKON characters that I can cook up leading up to the release of the game, or even the next character reveal, just let me know in the comments who you want to see next. And make sure to like and subscribe too. And with that, I'll see you guys next time. Deuces!